Hi guys, today we have a special guest here. This is my childhood friend, Joey. He goes by the name Joey, like the little kangaroo in the pouch. Joey.
Or friends. You could make it sound a bit cooler. Friends.
Friends.
Joey Rabiani.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Arjun. I appreciate the invite onto your YouTube platform. I look forward to whatever discussions we have. So I'm ready. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for inviting me to your room.
This isn't my room. This is my 5-star penthouse at a hotel. Definitely not my room, guys.
Exactly. Not his room at all. But we've been friends for what, 20 years?
We have been friends since. Yeah, how old are we now? That's a good question.
I'm
Let's start
26,
there.
you're
I'm 27. So I think we met each other when I was probably 4 years old. 4 or 5 years. 4 years old, I'd probably say. So we've known each other for around 23 years. We have known each other for
That's
23
crazy.
years.
Yeah, we
So
grew
that's
up
2 decades, yeah. It's almost 2.5 decades.
in Dubai. We met, right?
Yes. So well, not from what I remember, but we used to stay in a similar area. We weren't too far apart. We were staying in these apartment complexes. Arjun stayed probably around 5 minutes from where I lived. So yeah, I think our families just met at like one of those dinner parties. I don't know if there's some people from Dubai watching the typical NRI, dinner parties that would happen. So we just met through there, and then obviously kids spend time with each other. I guess we vibed off when I was 4 and you were 3, kind of like how we're vibing now. So yeah, since then we've known each other, and then I don't know. You can tell the rest. You shifted, I stayed. So
I shifted and then I
you broke my heart.
Sorry, bro. Sorry.
So-
But then we reconnected a couple of years ago because now our families, our parents now live in the same city in India. And
Guys, sorry, FYI, this is apple juice. This is not alcohol. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So now every now and then, for the past couple of years, whenever we've been on holiday and our things kind of coincided, then we'd meet each other. And it's been really good hanging out with you, my brother.
Yeah, same. Likewise. It's been a pleasure.
I think it might be interesting to maybe talk a little bit about hospitality because I think this is a very growing area.
Right.
And, yeah, take it away.
So I mean, what about hospitality would you like to know?
So this young man, he took a bit of a pivot, right?
Yeah, so I was initially doing statistics. That was something that I was not passionate about, but it was something that I was kind of pushing myself towards, I guess for money. But I did not have a passion for it, and I decided to focus more on hospitality, and I felt like that's more of my calling. So yeah, I just completed a hospitality degree in Switzerland. And now I'm currently looking for a job. And
women.
No, I'm not looking for any women at all. But if there's somebody who wants to hit me up, go ahead. Bro, this has to be edited. This has to be edited, bro. What's wrong with you?
Bro, I don't edit.
I know you don't. Guys, it's raw, but he just like threw a curveball. I didn't expect him to just say that. So, it is what it is.
Free flowing, bro.
Free flowing, I'm just trying to follow the footsteps of Arjun. I mean, he's the biggest womanizer there is.
Bullshit.
So because he's the biggest womanizer, he's like trying to show me the ropes. And I've never lived in Gurgaon. He's been here longer, so he knows how the world works here and what the dating scene is like. So I'm just trying to, learn from the best.
Stop the cap. So anyway, you're into hospitality.
I am into hospitality.
And you're enjoying it?
Yes, I'm enjoying it. I'm excited to potentially pursue a career in the Middle East. So, go back to the roots, go back to Dubai, where it all started. And
My man speaks Arabic fairly well.
no, I don't. Arjun speaks it far better than I do. He's been taking classes. I don't. I do Duolingo, so that doesn't really count. In terms of hospitality, well, I can talk about the Middle East. As you all may know, Saudi Arabia is like booming when it comes to this, especially with their Vision 2030 scheme going on. and yeah, it looks quite promising. And Qatar, likewise, after the 2022 World Cup, tourism has increased quite a bit, and more hotels are being built, a lot of projects, a lot of site developments are happening. So there's a big opportunity to see what's going on in the hospitality industry within the Middle East, and they're kind of copying that Dubai model. I guess maybe it's got to do something with oil, or they're just trying to find other streamlines of revenue. So we'll see what happens. Oh, Arjun, an interesting notification just popped up on your phone.
All right, bro.
I wonder what that is.
just leave it.
Yeah. So I mean, I can just ramble about hospitality, but I need to know what question do you have for me? Like, you're not asking, you're just saying talk about hospitality, bro.
I find it very interesting because I have another friend who's now into hospitality.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, his name's Chris. Chris, if you're watching this, Mr. Chris, Mr. Lazaro, shout out to you. He's doing
Shout out to Chris Lazaro.
My man.
I don't know how you put up with Arjun, but shout out to you, bro. That's enough of a shout out for you.
But yeah, I think hospitality, like, there's a lot of opportunities, especially if you want to travel, right, overseas. Live overseas.
Yeah.
There's a lot of opportunities to transfer.
Yes.
And when you climb the ranks, ultimately at the top, there's quite a lot of wealth that you can tap into, or money to be made in black and white terms.
Yes, definitely. I mean, as in any industry, you work up the company, you'll end up earning more money. I think with hospitality, what's great is that if you work for a specific hotel group, you could get branched off to another country or another property that's part of the same hotel group. So that kind of not only gives you this experience of enjoying the cultures of other countries and having that opportunity to explore different countries, but again, the pay grade could be good. So, but it's not about the money, guys. It's always about the passion. Follow your passion. Don't strive too much for money. Money is very important though. Make sure that you're doing something that you love, and make sure you're earning good money from it too.
Yeah. You need to buy these nice Calvin Klein caps, right? With this money.
Shout out to Calvin Klein, sponsor me.
Shout out. And I think I kind of want to talk about another theme or another topic.
Yeah, so that's enough from hospitality.
What do you reckon? Is there more that?
I mean, again, you need a. If we're talking about, a specific industry like hospitality, you need to kind of ask me specific questions about it, because I can just ramble about, but then it'll just be me rambling and then you not saying anything.
Still kind of relevant because in my videos I just talk, so
yeah, but I mean, but this is like a conversation. There are two people in this YouTube space now, so yeah.
Okay, if someone wants to start hospitality,
right?
How should they just finished class 12?
Okay.
What should they do?
I think that's a great question. I think you have two options. One is to go and pursue a bachelor's in business administration in hospitality. You could do that at top universities. Obviously, if you have the money for it, if you can afford it, it's good to go to places like Switzerland. It's good to go to places like Cornell has a great program as well. You can go elsewhere, even in Amsterdam, a bunch of places in Europe. Even in India as well, there are a couple of good hospitality institutions. The second option that you can do is to not pursue a degree, a postgraduate degree, a degree in general. You could immediately just join a program offered by a hotel group. So you will never end up getting a BBA degree or any bachelor's degree, but you will have a head start in terms of working at a hotel, gaining work experience, and you could reach, at a top level probably at a younger age if you work super hard and you kind of ground yourself a bit. And again, you're being put into real life situations. I think in universities you're more in a bubble, so you're a bit distracted from what the real world is, and
there's got a bit of distance between you and the real world, or real exposure.
Exactly. Yeah. So those are the two options. Again, it depends on certain factors such as affordability. It depends on what you're interested in. Do you want that college experience, or do you want to just straight up start working after school? So either you can join one of those programs that hotel groups offer, or you can go straight to a university, an accredited university, and pursue a degree.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And what does the ideal progression look like over?
Ideal progression is that you start off like once you done your degree or when you start to work is to work at an entry level job, obviously maybe at like a coordinator supervisor kind of role, and then slowly progress more into a supervisor assistant manager role of a department. Sorry, I'm a bit sick, so I might clear my throat a bit. Then from the assistant manager role, you might progress to a manager role in that specific department. Then you could be a director of like a group of departments that are part of like another, like a section of a hotel, basically. So if you have like let's say if you have the room section, the room section has housekeeping part of it, has front office, has
wow.
guest services. So then there are managers for each position.
Wow. So there's silos and different levels to each silo.
Exactly,
Yeah.
something like that. So then you can be a director of, let's say, the rooms division, division in general, and from there you can progress into a general manager position, then hopefully become a director or president of the entire hotel. So, and then move into the corporate office. That's usually how.
So a lot of growth, a lot of growth.
A lot of growth, a lot of opportunities. I think one thing also that's interesting about working in hotels is if you are bored of a specific department, you have the opportunity to participate in cross training. So you can do your job and at the same time learn the workings of another department. And then in the future, if you've done a good job and you're generally interested in shifting to another department, you'll have the opportunity to do so. So I think it's cool in that sense. You're not just stuck in one department for the rest of your life.
And if you're looking to get into hospitality as a young person, what skills on a personal level would you want to build or equip yourself with?
I think definitely communication skills. Try and learn as many languages. I believe you have a video on your channel regarding the importance of learning
A language, yeah.
languages. I think it's your first video.
It's
One of your first. So guys, check that video out. It gives you great insight. Definitely check it. Leave a like on it as well. Leave a like on this video. Subscribe. Remember that? No, you have to remember. You have to remember to plug all this. So sorry, what were you saying?
Languages put you at
Languages, yeah. Languages put you at advantage. Communication. Yeah, cross communication skills. Always, I think, be empathetic, for sure. Because you'll be dealing with a lot of people at different levels, different characters, different personalities. You have to kind of show some form of empathy to understand what they're going through. And at the end of the day, if you want to be a manager in the future, you have to have that skill. It's super important. Yeah, always strive, again, with the communication part, strive for open and honest communication with try and create that kind of environment with your team. Apart from that, man, there are a lot of hard skills that you will learn at programs, time management, organizational skills. You have to have the ability to multitask from time to time. I think organizational skills and that would be like imperative, especially with if you get like a bunch of tasks to do, in a day, you have to set priorities. Need to prioritize them right, so that you don't get all jumbled up and mixed up, and then you don't end up accomplishing any of your tasks. So yeah, organizational skills are super important. Task priority.
And good hospitality schools. What are some good hospitality schools?
Good hospitality schools. I think the top ones are in Switzerland. So Lausanne, there's a school called EHL. Glion, that's the school that I was in. So that's in Montreux. You have a good view of, Montreux in general. It's quite scenic. It's a great experience. It's a much smaller campus. EHL, I believe, it's quite a big campus. So if you feel a bit intimidated by a bigger crowd, maybe Glion is more of a university for you. Then there's La Roche, which is similar to Glion in some sense. That's more like in the mountains. It also has a beautiful campus. And there's a bunch. Then again, like I said earlier, Cornell has a great program in hospitality. And obviously you're studying at an Ivy League school, so that's always a plus. And Yeah, I mean, even I guess in Australia there must be some good programs.
Yeah. But from what I heard, I think the main ones are in Europe, right?
Are in Europe, yes.
Switzerland, I
definitely.
think.
Switzerland is the top, like if you look at the rankings or whatever. But again, rankings are rankings and they don't tell you the full story.
Yeah.
But end of the day, you have to get a lot of work experiences. I think one thing about these hospitality schools, what I really liked about them was that you were given opportunities to do internships. So you were given work experience opportunities while you were doing your program. So I had the opportunity to do 2 internships.
Hands-on experience.
Hands-on experience, yeah. So one was a operational internship. Then we had like 2 semesters of academic work. Then there was a more managerial internship. So fortunately, I got to do both in Switzerland. So I got that Swiss money, but
Dollar
dollar bills. So
Good stuff.
yeah, it was a great experience. Yeah, I mean, if you're a social person, if you're an extrovert, if you enjoy talking to people, maybe hospitality is for you.
I think this kind of probably transitions well to another kind of topic I wanted to touch on.
Yeah.
Social, being a social person. I think you are someone with a pretty high emotional intelligence. If you know this person, personally, I think he has got a pretty high emotional intelligence, and I think a lot of people nowadays struggle with making friends.
Yeah, thank you.
So, what advice do you have for people who are maybe struggling to make friends? What's a good way to kind of step into that arena? A lot of people are lonely nowadays. What can you do?
That's a good question. It's again, it depends on your personality. How I would see it is, put yourself out there in situations. Put yourself out there in social settings. Try and be yourself, because at the end of the day, you want friends who like you for who you are and who want to genuinely spend time with you
for sure.
for who you are.
For sure.
Because you shouldn't really be changing yourself to, and that's one thing I like about Arjun a lot, is that he doesn't try to change his personality based on what the norm is or what people do on social media or whatever the hell. He stays true to himself, and he has like a good set of friends, and I think for him that's important, rather than having like this big social group of friends and try and like be this party animal and whatever. Like you're just caving to societal norms at that point.
Yeah.
Just have like a big circle, but for what? Like
And
you
it
might
doesn't
not.
mean
It
much.
doesn't mean much. You won't have like a meaningful connection with that
That's
person.
true.
Like you won't be able to do something like this with that person.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. So, I think from time to time, yes, you do need to adjust your personality to fit somewhere. That's super important. Don't always just try and be, narrow-minded. Be a bit open-minded with people. Listen to people when they say something to you. Be a good conversationalist. I think it would be hard for you not to. I think what Arjun and I off camera discussed was, he said he picks up reading, or he loves to read a lot. It's because it helps him engage in conversations and actually come up with, various interesting topics to.
And ways you can contribute to other people's discussions.
Exactly, and it could contribute to other people's discussions. So
I'd also say really good to just go out and just do things.
Just go out and do
join
things.
different hiking groups.
That's how I started it. I said put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Do things. Join clubs. I guess again, it depends. Let's say if you were in school or if you were in university and you just graduated, I think it's very important that you keep in touch with the people that you were close to, because these friendships disappear within. I mean, even I'm sure both of us can relate. Like we probably had maybe some 10 to 20 close friends in school, but then that number decreases every
Oh, for sure.
2, 3, 4, 5 years, So I think it's very important to.
And that's when quality matters, I think.
Yeah, it's quality matters, but then also it's you too should put an effort, into trying to maintain that relationship. So I'm just talking about if a person who wants to have a lot of friends or make friends or keep friends, definitely maintain relationships. But then if you're somebody who's, let's say, moved into a new city, you've just graduated, you want to start work, put yourself out there. Go to, if drinking is your scene, if partying is your scene, go go to clubs, go to bars, meet people there, just approach people. Again, if you get rejected, if people don't want to hang out with you, it is what it is. Try and be your natural self, and yeah, join clubs like anything that you're interested in. You could I think dancing clubs is, for example, I think that's a pretty good way.
Yeah. Getting physical.
Getting physical.
Getting exercise. Meeting
Getting
friends.
exactly. Joining some kind of sport always helps.
Yeah.
Anything that kind of initiates some form of teamwork. Collaborations.
Yeah, conducive environment.
Yeah, conducive environments, exactly.
Conversations. Yeah, so getting involved in
Yeah, I think-
extracurriculars, hobbies, whatever interests you.
Whatever interests you,
And
exactly.
you're kind of meeting people based on common
Who
interests.
exactly? You're meeting
Cool.
people who have the same interest, common interest.
And also, Dale Carnegie, we all know, famous author, How to Win Friends and Influence People. One of the best things is
one of them.
take genuine interest in people.
Yeah,
Can't recommend it enough.
Yeah.
I think that's when my social circle really started to improve.
exactly.
Genuine interest
Take
in
take
people.
genuine interest, because I think nowadays with our generation especially,
Yeah, bro.
what's going on is there is this whole culture of networking and just making friends
Yeah.
just for the sake of having a network or connection so that they could be used in the future for something beneficial.
For sure.
There's like this selfish motive for people now to make friends, if you get what I mean.
Mm.
So I think
So like ulterior motives.
Ulterior.
It's not really coming from.
it's not genuine,
Yeah.
like how you said, if you genuinely want to know and make friends with somebody, I think that is very key, and I think people can immediately also tell
100%.
that this person genuinely wants to know me. And
100%.
again, you just need to find people, do things that you enjoy, and naturally people will end up will gravitate towards you in that sense.
Yeah.
Like based on them having the similar interests.
For sure.
So go to public settings and do something that interests you, where even other people get involved, and then naturally people will gravitate to you and show your personality, make plans, make regular plans, and again, regular communication, whether it's on social media or calls. It's really important to always stay in touch.
Awesome. Thanks for that.
That's good.
Great advice. That's some great advice for people looking to make friends. I think we all struggle with that, especially in this day and age where everyone's kind of very isolated. on
For
their
sure,
phones.
with social media, 100%.
I think what I'll do is maybe we'll close with maybe you giving one piece of advice like that you wish you could tell your younger self, and maybe other people will benefit from it.
Ooh. Damn.
First thing that comes to your head.
First thing that comes to my head. Yeah, I think just live in the present. Don't worry about things in the future. I think that's something I'm really trying to achieve in life. Like at the end of the day, I want to really have a peace of mind, where I don't constantly worry about things that I don't have the ability to influence.
For sure.
Right? Like just focus on the now, and then whatever happens in the future should be all right. If you're like 100% focusing on the present, but practice mindfulness. I think that's what I would tell myself, because we started to, I guess, move into that. I mean, when we were growing up, social media probably came into when we were around 10, 11 years old. So between the age of 0 and 10, we weren't influenced by any of that.
For sure.
So we were more mindful. Like we appreciated, going out to play. We weren't like always thinking about, oh, I need to go on my phone, this, that. I think the generation now, I'm not too sure, I don't have kids, but I'm sure kids like below 10 now get into social media. So in that sense, because we were approaching that era of social media, and then we end up getting into it and probably getting a bit addicted to it as well, I would probably advise myself not to use that too much, and again, be more mindful about what you're doing, rather than, like let's say if I had to study for something, or if I had to watch something even, like I shouldn't be pulling out my phone and like not focusing on it. Like I shouldn't be focusing on
Good
it,
point. Good point. Important
So,
stuff.
That's my piece of advice. Live in the present.
Awesome.
Don't worry too much about the future.
Awesome. That's something that we can all benefit from. I feel like
Yeah.
I sometimes get myself caught up worrying about details about the past, future, and only thing we really have is now, right?
Exactly. What Sorry, I had a quote and just fucking went out of my head. Sorry for swearing.
It's the apple juice.
It's the apple juice. What cannot be cured must be endured.
Ooh, shit. I'm gonna put that in my toolbox. That's a very handy little quote there.
I think that is kind of handy. Is it? Was it relevant to
Yeah,
what we
that's
did?
pretty
Kind of.
interesting.
Yeah.
So with that said, I
Rhymed.
think we'll cap it at this.
Yes.
It's been a nice conversation, just over.
It has.
25
Sorry if I
minutes.
rambled a bit too much, guys.
No, I found
Like,
it really fun. And best of luck as the change maker you're destined to be in the hospitality.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
Yeah.
it. Good luck with you. Good luck with potentially. I don't know if you're. I'm just the MBA. Like, but good luck with that.
Okay.
You know, good luck with that. Good luck
Thanks,
with whatever you
brother.
do in the future, and I hope this YouTube channel becomes something
Special.
big and special.
Something special.
And then we look back
Doesn't
on
need to be
this.
big, just special.
Special, something that you find, special.
And
So
a few people find that.
another few people find, yeah,
Awesome.
great.
Thanks, brother.
Appreciate it.
Catch
Thank
you
you,
later.
bro.